What's up, everybody? It's the Sports Code, aka Aiden, and welcome back to another video. This video is going to be pre-recorded. It's not going to be released on the day that I record it, but there have been a lot of good things that are happening in the world of WWE and wrestling, and that is a very big passion of mine. And I figured that I was going to react to the Royal Rumble on the day that it occurred. But since the tragic incident of Kobe and Gigi and everything, I decided I just best not to do it at all. But I am gonna comment on the good things that have happened at WWE throughout the week, and not just focus on the Royal Rumble itself, because it's been usually after big pay-per-views such as the Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, Survivor Series, SummerSlam. There's always good things that happen during these times, and I feel like being a true WWE fan and knowing the company and knowing how everything operates and how a lot of things work. Of course, I don't know everything, so I'm not a superstar there, but I know a lot about the company, man. I know a lot about wrestling, and I really want to integrate more and more wrestling videos into this channel where it's not just Man United and NBA. So hopefully this will be a good one. Now, I just want to say, the Royal Rumble was the best I've seen in a long time. It really has. When it comes to the Royal Rumble matches, and also when it comes to the other matches outside of it, I really enjoy. We'll stick to the Royal Rumble. I think there was not one bad match in the Royal Rumble, in that Royal Rumble pay-per-view. Not one. The worst you could probably say was the Bayley and Lacey Evans match, which but the story behind it was solid. It was a very good story, and it's a story that brings a lot of people to open their eyes and to really accept what it's like to be a hardworking woman. So yeah, or even just a hardworking person. I'm sure they're not going to divide just for women, but yeah, just a hardworking person in general. And I think that was a really good match, bro. And then you got the Becky Lynch and Asuka match, which was great. The Daniel Bryan and the Fiend was amazing. Very interesting match. He's Bray Wyatt's best match with the Fiend. Yeah, it's been very, very good stuff. Now, let's get to the Royal Rumble, because we don't have a lot of time here. I don't want to go and rant on for half an hour. Let's get to the Royal Rumble. Now, this Royal Rumble is a mixed bag for a lot of people just because of the beginning and how it started, but everything made sense. And that's what a Rumble should be. It should be the opportunity to create new storylines, new feuds, new rivalries, and a new story. And this story made sense. So obviously Brock Lesnar came first, and he eliminated a bunch of people. He tied the record, and he probably tied it with the least amount of minutes in the Royal Rumble. So I think everybody kind of expected that. I think everybody expected him to go far. What I was most surprised about is the people that he eliminated. And maybe they did this on purpose to try and make us care about Brock Lesnar actually going to win, because he eliminated some fantastic superstars that we all wanted to see do well. And the one that I have the biggest problem with is John Morrison. He just came back. He's a heel. I'm not really sure what he is, to be honest, but he's with The Miz at the moment, and he got eliminated in 9 seconds. That's what I had the biggest problem with. The likes of Shelton Benjamin was very good storytelling as well, from their past back in their college days, and how they were teammates, and even making it into the WWE. That's a storyline. As soon as Shelton Benjamin came into the WWE, he was partners with Brock Lesnar. Not in the WWE, but it's like that was a storyline they were trying to say for Brock Lesnar. Like they know each other. They have a college wrestling background together. That's a good story. That's good storytelling. Keith Lee as well and Braun Strowman, they both got eliminated by Brock Lesnar, and that was some good storytelling as well. They didn't bury them by any stretch of the means, but I just wish I got to see more of them, man. I really wanted to see Keith Lee just do a moonsault at the Royal Rumble. That's all I wanted, and I didn't get to see it. So yeah. And then you've got MVP as well. MVP returned. I love MVP. Who doesn't love MVP? His story is instrumental. His story and how his life turned out, and how he made something out of his life from nothing. is a true inspiration. I think more inspirational than someone that doesn't even get that set. He's one of the most inspirational people in the world, in my opinion. MVP. A lot of people don't know his story. Maybe one day I'll make a video on his story and why I think he's one of the most inspirational people in the world, because he's changed his life, and it's good to see him back. It's really good to see him back. There were a few more returns, but we'll just get to the main one. So obviously, when Drew McIntyre came in, I think everybody had that feeling that Brock Lesnar was going to get eliminated. Everybody had that feeling, but it still didn't change it. I was jumping and screaming when I saw Drew McIntyre eliminated Brock Lesnar. Claymore kick after a low blow from Ricochet. That's perfect. And then the stare down for legit 10 minutes, man. He just stared him down. Was very good storytelling, very good building of the tension between the two, and how Brock Lesnar stayed on the ground for so long because that Claymore kick really hurt him. Like, it's good storytelling, man. You can tell, you can write this stuff, obviously, because the writers did it, but I think the chemistry is there between the two, and I think they're both really aggressive, really hungry individuals, Brock Lesnar and Drew McIntyre. So I really think that these last few minutes that they had in the ring between each other was great, and it was a great start to hopefully a very good feud and a very good match. These two superstars are talented, and if Brock Lesnar is up for a match, and you've seen it, he's had very good matches with the likes of AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan. When Brock Lesnar is up for having a match, it could be one of the best matches of the night. So I'm really looking forward to that. Obviously, we've got more returns, obviously, but I'm going to... Edge, let's just say it. Edge returned, and everybody went bonkers. Now, if it was me, if there was any chance of Edge re-injuring his neck and being paralyzed, this wouldn't have happened. I'm thinking it was the triple neck fusion surgery that kind of was making him able to wrestle again. And, man, I've been a wrestling fan since 2008, so I've seen the best of Edge. I've seen Edge in his prime. I've seen Edge against The Undertaker. I've seen Edge against Batista. And he was one of the best that I've ever seen do it. I really believe that. And I wish I got to see him more in his Matt Hardy days. Wasn't watching back then. But that was one of the was a fantastic storyline based on real events. And, you know, Edge really made me hate him, and that's the perfect way to describe Edge. He can really make you love him and really make you hate him. He's the perfect superstar, in my opinion. His charisma is on another level compared to everybody else, and we all really felt for him, and we felt his return, and we were all emotional as fans. A lot of us were really emotional to see him back after 9 years, and he put on a show, spear after spear. He didn't lose it. His selling is still there, man. The guy can sell. He really can, and we'll speak more about that on the Raw. So yeah, Edge did really well, but overall, the Royal Rumble was amazing, and Drew McIntyre won, and he's going to WrestleMania. And we can move on to Raw now. At this time, when Raw took place, no one really knew who was going to. Drew McIntyre was going to challenge, but I think everybody. It wasn't a hard choice, was it? He obviously challenged Brock Lesnar, and let's see what happens at WrestleMania. That's going to be a good one. I'm telling you now, that's going to be a good one. I really hope so. And whoever wins or not, we'll see what happens when it comes later to the date. But also, when you're looking at Raw, a lot of things happened. And Edge and Randy Orton were looking like Team Rated RKO was going to get back together again for one more time. Team Rated RKO was going to run wild. Concerto, double RKOs. Or you might see DX come as well. You know, have the whole lot. But Randy Orton shut that down real quick after he made the offer with an RKO. And this is where I really, really saw Edge's selling, because when he sold that RKO, like, oh my goodness, there's something wrong with my neck, bro. His eyes tell the story. It really made me feel for him like, shit, something really went wrong here. And that's a trademark of one of the best of all time, just doing his thing, and he still got it. So I can't wait to see what's happening with there. Obviously, the Concerto as well. Really put Edge, he really sold it, man. He really sold it. You can never complain about his selling. And yeah, man, I'm just really excited. And I'm really excited to see what happens. Now, overall, I think the Raw was solid as well. The Raw was really good. But I am going to make another video based on what's wrong with the WWE, because this is always the excitement after a really big pay-per-view, and a successful one as that. Royal Rumble was extremely successful, but the problem with WWE is they don't seem to be able to keep that momentum. And I'll make a video on why I believe that is another time. But I just want to say, when it comes to Edge, I'm really excited to see him back. Drew McIntyre, the future of the WWE, the chosen one back in the day, and he's the chosen one again here. And I'm really excited. Now, if you go to Smackdown, look, I'm not a big reviewer of Smackdown, to be honest. I don't really like this Smackdown as much as Raw these days. And that's surprising, because usually Smackdown was the show that it was underrated. It was the B show, but everybody loved watching it compared to Raw. But now Raw's it's vice versa. Yeah, I just, with SmackDown, the whole Roman Reigns and Baron Corbin thing, it's been alright. It's been pretty entertaining. They had a really good match at the Royal Rumble. I really enjoyed it. And all this, the dog food stuff and all of that, I don't really care about throwing dog food on somebody else. It doesn't make me feel any better or any worse about the current situation. And the Usos are back. That's good to see. And yeah, SmackDown was fine as well. I don't think it was terribly bad, but it was okay. I think Raw was definitely better this week. So going into, I'm assuming it's Fastlane, or it might be Elimination Chamber. I'm not really sure what pay-per-view they have, to be honest. I'll be sure to check that before I make my next WWE video. But there's some really good things happening at the moment. And I think the competition with AEW is really lighting a fire under them to put out the best shows possible. But the problem is that I don't think they know how to do it. I think this is why NXT gets so much praise, because they outshine the main roster every week. Maybe not in viewers, but definitely in entertainment and replay value and all those sort of factors. A lot of people really rate NXT, and I think that's the main competition for AEW. I will hopefully I'll make a video about AEW as well. But definitely, this is WWE's time. WrestleMania is coming. The biggest show of the year is coming, and I'll be sure to react to it no matter what situation, because WrestleMania is the granddaddy of them all. That's what they say. Biggest show in wrestling history. It's iconic, and I really want to review my first one, and I wanted to make it a good one. I want a good WrestleMania, and it's shaping up to be one of the best ones we've seen in years. We've got the 2010... can I just say, the amount of wrestlers that were wrestling back when I started watching that are coming back and wrestling now is pretty insane. Like, honestly, if you think about it, Edge is back, Randy Orton's still wrestling, MVP's back, Rey Mysterio, Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy are both still in the WWE. We've got some strong flashbacks here. Surprising, and I'm just really happy to see a lot of the wrestlers that I know I love are still healthy enough to go 10 years, 11 years later. It's good to see. I wish I could say that for some and not for others, because I don't really want to see Undertaker again, if I'm honest, just because he's an iconic man, but every time he wrestles, he seems to leave a bad taste because of what he used to be and what he is now. But I'm not going to bash the Undertaker. I don't think anybody would dare to do that. He's a legend. He's probably the best of all time. So it's just that I'm really happy to see a lot of these guys here now performing, and fans are still loving it. As much as they love to see new talent come through from NXT, they still love to see the superstars that were supposed to be here for a long time that managed to leave and come back and still perform at a high level. And that's extremely happy to see. Anyway, that's all. I think the next video I'll upload is why I think WWE is failing to keep viewers entertained, or why they can't keep their viewership up. Yeah, so that's all from me. This, by the way, this video is the first WWE video I've ever made, and hopefully there will be more to come. I have a lot of friends that are diehard wrestling fans, so if they see this, they'll probably really enjoy it and would want more. If any of you guys want more, don't hesitate to tell me. Anyway, this is Sports Code. Take care and peace.